SkiP Happens. Please return Bubbles, your flight attendant, to her fully upright and locked position. Oh, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat and buckle up. Seat backs and tray tables in their full upright position. It's another episode of SkiP Happens. Your weekly view from 30,000 feet. From the first music lesson to the first paid gig to signing the deal. It's the journey. It's the life of an artist.
You're over here.
Now, here's your captain and co-captain, a.k.a. your hosts, Skip Clark.
That's me.
And Deb Lamphere.
She's not here. Hello, everybody, and welcome to SkiP Happens. And wow, this is going to be another good one. We have good ones. That's all we do is good ones. So I'm just going to tell you the truth. And we're just as it says at the bottom of the screen, we skip the ordinary, and we want you to come along for the ride. Pretty much unscripted, but I want to tell you about this artist. Her name is Kaitie Wade, singer-songwriter. She's from Seattle. And she made a whole bunch of strides, country music scene. She moved to Nashville. Now she's back near Seattle. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. She had her debut EP drop in 2017. She had a lead single on that, Don't Want to Miss. Billboard talked about it. It was played on the radio, which is pretty cool. She had her first nationwide radio tour that summer. We'll talk about that as well, because I know that takes a lot out of an artist. I know I'm usually on the other side of that. But Kaitie's she came out her single, her summer anthem, Vacay, love it. Gained a stellar, get this, just in no time, 60,000 streams on Spotify right after it was released. And now she's got a brand new groundbreaking single called Revival. And that dropped 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Yep. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's Kaitie Wade. Kaitie, what's going on?
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me on here, Skip. I'm very excited.
I am very excited to chat with you a little bit. Whereabouts are you?
So I'm located like an hour south of Seattle right now. I still travel to Nashville when I can, but I perform all around the area here. I get a ton of gigs here, which is really fun. And I'm still able to run my entire career from here. And because there's a lot of remote stuff nowadays. So
yeah, absolutely.
Really, hence this interview, like you're in New York, right?
Yes, we're in New York. And that's why I said we're like coast to coast.
Opposite sides of the country, and we're still able to make this happen. And I love it. I'm excited to be here.
So it's all right. So there's a 3-hour time difference, right? Is it 3 now? I don't know, because of yeah, I think it is 3. I don't know. I don't need this old daylight savings thing. I don't know. It messes me all up, but it's crazy. It's crazy. So you moved to Nashville. So you just decided to go back close to home? Is that?
Yeah. Well, okay. So a lot of opportunities opened up here back in like 2018, I think it was. I was able to open for country artist Russell Dickerson.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, Adam Craig, then Riley Green. And am I frozen?
No, you're not frozen.
Oh, okay. It looked like I was frozen. Sorry. Yeah. And a bunch of opportunities opened up. And so I figured, you know what, I can still run my career from home, like my original home, like where I'm from. Yeah. And still travel for writing, recording, all that fun stuff. I have an amazing band here. We do gigs all around the area. So yeah, I moved back here because of just the opportunities that presented themselves. And I'm pretty happy I did, because I can still travel to Nashville and soak in all the benefits of it and say hi to my people. But still be here.
How cool is that? Yeah, that's really cool. I think this is something that came out of the pandemic, is that we've learned, and I say this probably too much, but as we learned from the pandemic that it's a whole new way of doing things. And to be honest with you, it's probably something good that came out of the pandemic, because you and I, this is a good example of it. We get to chit chat. I don't have to wait for you to come through on a radio tour and all that, which is, kind of crazy, I guess, from the standpoint of an artist. But, this way we can, hey, here we are in the afternoon and you and I are sitting down to have a conversation. That's so cool.
Yep. Just a Sunday. Just hop on, have a conversation.
Just doing our thing. Let's talk about your music a little bit. When did you start playing, or when did you first become interested in being an artist?
I've been singing like my whole life. I know everyone says that, but I used to
Mhm.
be really shy and like wouldn't talk as a kid, and I would just sing. Um, and so it started there. Um, and I kind of grew up in like doing like choirs
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
singing it, like leading solos and stuff in church. And worship leading and stuff like that from a really young age. I was like 13 when I started worship leading. Um, and then I didn't know I would do music as a career. Like I wanted to, but I never
Mhm.
thought it'd be possible. Um, and I, what really started skyrocketing my career and actually getting me into it was moving to Nashville. So the reason I moved there originally was I was a music major at Belmont University,
Okay,
and
very good.
you're probably familiar with that a little bit. Some people don't
Quite a
know what it
bit.
is, but
Quite a bit.
yeah,
Yep.
that's like central Nashville, you know. Um,
Mhm.
and I graduated. I got my music vocal performance degree back in 2016. Right after I graduated college is when I like really dove into my artist career, because during school it was so packed busy and there was so many like like required performances and required rehearsals and stuff that I was not able to really dive into my artistry and dive into songwriting really, or even dive into dabbling with my guitar. Like I had a guitar, I
Mhm.
just never really, I was too busy. And so after I graduated is when I was like, you know what? I'm going to make an EP. I'm going to go on radio tour. I'm going to get this song on the radio. I'm not like, I'm doing this. And that's kind of what started the actual artist career side of it. So yeah, that's
Getting
how I
your
got to.
getting your song on the radio, that's no easy task. Not
No,
nowadays. And I guess it
no.
never really was, but to do that and do the radio tour and you being an independent artist, I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy. Where did you stay like on the West Coast for the radio tour, or where did you go?
I went all the way across America pretty
You did
much.
the whole coast to coast thing, so to speak.
Well, it worked out because it's actually when I was moving home. So I
Oh,
decided I'm gonna drive home, but I'm not just gonna drive home. I'm gonna go on radio tour and move at the same time. So I have a 2006 Toyota Corolla, tiny
oh my
little
gosh.
car.
Oh yeah.
All of my belongings that I took with me in there. We're going I'm going stop by stop, like I think I went through like 7 or 8 stops across the country. It was exhausting because we did it in like I did it in like 7 days, and
Mhm.
like, um, and so here I am with like my rolled up mattress like stuffed in the back seat. I'm like barely able to drive because there's like a suitcase next to my arm, and then I just pull into the radio station and run in and just do my thing. Then get back in the car, like drive for another 13 hours, like,
To the next
yeah. So
radio station. Yeah.
that's what my radio tour was me literally moving home and going on radio tour at the same time.
Well, you knew what
So
you needed to do. Your passion and your dedication, obviously, is music. And what a great way to kind of to get it done, so to speak. What
yeah,
a great way to get it done. And it's I always say, Kaitie, it's the journey of an artist. I mean, all right, you
mhm.
got your little Toyota Corolla. It's jam packed with your
Oh yeah,
belongings, and you're not the only one that has done that. We've talked to so many, or myself, Deb's not with us tonight, but we've talked to so many different artists, very similar stories. And it's just, you know what you want to do, and you do what you got to do to get it done. That's,
yep. You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
if you want it, you want it. You don't need
Hmm.
a big fancy tour bus.
Hmm.
You can do it. Just make it happen.
Absolutely. Well, you never know. Someday you might have that tour bus, which is kind of cool.
Maybe
Yeah,
you really never know what life will throw at you. So
absolutely. Talk to us a little bit about the latest drop, the song that dropped 2 days ago on the 10th, Revival, February
okay,
10th that dropped. Tell us a
yeah.
little bit about that.
I'm so excited about it. Like I'm so giddy about it. It it's been in the works for a while. I wrote it actually back in April of 2020, which
Okay.
we all are familiar with that time. That
Hmm.
was when
Hmm.
everything shut down.
Hmm.
Um and I didn't know I'd release it. I thought, you know what, I'm a country artist. It's a Christian song. And I thought, uh I might lose like half my fan base. Like there was all these like reservations I had about it. So I just kind of threw it to the side. But then I sat with it for like a year, and then I was like, I was gonna go record a different song. I have a few other songs that I recorded that I'm hopefully gonna release soon. And then I thought to myself, I'm already paying for studio time. Why don't I just record the song just to have it?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna release it. We're just gonna just have it in my back pocket just in case, like maybe one day. And then when I got the mixes back, and as I heard it, kind of as I did it all in studio, like I did it the authentic way. I didn't do like the, oh, here's my idea, give it back to me, I'll record the vocals. And yeah, I did it in the studio. I was like, I'm doing it authentically, analog, let's go. No.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. Does it sound something like this?
Anymore, or am I getting drowned out by all the
Listen to
noise?
just maybe 30 seconds of this, or maybe a minute.
Yeah, you gotta get to the chorus at least.
Yes, yes.
Isolation, it's been really hard to hear your voice, but I've seen you move before. I know you will win this war. Revival is coming and the dark can't stay. So I lift my hands to the one who saves. Fear no longer binds me. Your power breaks the chains. You've already won, so I'm not afraid. Heal this place. Heal this place. Oh, Lord,
Wow.
can you
Right
see
there.
my knees?
You know,
My heart is breaking.
A song like that,
That don't know
whether it's Christian, yes, I get that. And maybe you need to do more of that, especially nowadays. And I think a song like that would definitely, it's going to turn heads. And because there's so much going on. And so many people, whether you believe or don't believe in the power of the Lord or, God, I mean, mental health and all that, and they hear a song like that and you reach out for somebody, Kaitie, you might have something there.
You think so?
It's my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
but I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. So basically, I remembered what I was going to say, but once I got the mixes back from the studio and heard it come to life, I was like, okay, I have to release it. And so that's kind of how I made the decision. So I was like,
That's
I don't
good.
care. I don't care if I lose fans. I don't care. I'm going to reach the right people. I want to change the world with this song, and God's going to change the world with this song. And I am confident about that. So I'm
Exactly.
I'm giving it up to him. So
See, that's what I'm going to say. It's what you believe in and and the power of you and your voice and putting it out there. I mean, there are so many country artists that do Christian as well as, and maybe now they're putting out some great country music. I mean, it works both ways. And I don't know. I don't think you would lose a lot of fans with that. If anything, I think you just open up your fan base to even more people.
yeah,
That's
a
what I'm
good way to look
thinking.
at it. Yeah.
And that's the way we need to look at that, Kaitie.
Yeah, it's an experiment. I stepped out in faith with this song, and I just am rolling with it and seeing what happens. So
Absolutely. Did you did you upload it on well, obviously it's on the digital service providers now, right? You can, if somebody wanted to go and get the song, they can do that. Like what about TikTok and the other social media? Have you like put little snippets out there and
yeah,
like that, little clips?
I didn't even know my song was gonna be on TikTok until it was actually on release day on the 10th. I just was like, I like made a TikTok, and then I was like, oh, I wonder if my song's like on here. Like, I'm just gonna check, and then it was, and I was like, what? So it's on all the social medias. It's on Spotify, Apple Music. It's Amazon, anywhere you can find music, literally it's on there, which is so cool. I'm like, wow, it's already been heard. I looked at my Spotify analytics, and it's already been heard in Hong Kong.
See,
like,
there you go. And this is only the beginning. And do
Yeah.
you keep track of those numbers, the streaming numbers? Do you follow all that?
I do from time to time. I like to mainly
Yeah.
look at location. I'm really interested in seeing where
Where
it's
in the
traveling,
world?
where the little song that could is traveling to, you know? Like, you don't know where in the world it's going.
Where in the world is Waldo? And Waldo being the song. I love it.
Where'd
I love it.
Revival go? Where is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you put out the EP a few years ago. Of course, you got this single that just dropped a couple of days ago. What's happening in the future for you? Do you plan an album, another EP? What's happening here?
That's a great question. I am not completely positive yet what I'm doing.
Are you doing? Let me ask you, Kaitie. Are you making all these decisions by yourself?
Yes. I'm
See,
my
that-
own like manager. So
And I'll go back to what I said earlier. It's the journey of an independent artist, and
yes.
trying to do it yourself. It's a lot of work, but you can do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. I've done it before. I can do it again.
There you go.
Yeah, I do have, like I said, I do have other songs that have been recorded, and I have a bunch of songs that I've written. Holy smokes, a bunch of songs. 2020 was a songwriting year.
Yes.
I had to cancel 135 shows. So what else am I gonna do? Like,
Oh my gosh.
so I wrote a bunch that year. Had a few awesome co-writers too. So I do have other songs that I can release. Right now, my main focus is just really pushing this one and seeing kind of where it goes, because if it really does take off, I really need to consider writing more Christian music.
Mhm.
And I only have like one other Christian song that I've written, but I know that I could write them really quickly because this one came together in like 30 minutes, and most of my songs take like months.
Yeah.
So-
Well, we've talked to a lot of artists that have put together a song 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and it goes on to be a big hit. And there's other ones that they work on for months, and it's
Yeah.
like, it's just not going anywhere. So sometimes
Right.
those quick thoughts and just however it comes together, it takes off and becomes a hit. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but it's kind of weird the way it all works. Have you sent this to Christian radio?
I haven't yet. No. That'd be really sweet if I did. I'm gonna probably do that.
I think you should.
Yeah.
Because
I think
I
that's
definitely
good.
think that would turn some heads there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
So
the next step.
yeah, are you still driving the Toyota?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's
I
good on
drive-
gas.
I drive it to every gig. I've gotten made fun of before because like people will help me carry my sound stuff back into my car sometimes, and they're like, "Oh, you drive this?"
Hey, if
And
it
I'm
gets you around, it doesn't matter, right?
I'm like, "Hey, it's paid off. I
There you go.
I my money for my music. Sorry, like,
There you go.
got
There you
some
go.
more to do. It runs, and it's gonna run until it dies, and then I can cross the bridge when it comes. Hopefully not.
That's right.
Hopefully it's way to a gig when that happens.
That's
but
right. How many miles you got on it? Do you know?
Only like 135.
Only like 135,000.
Yeah, that's not that much.
No, nowadays, if you take care of it, no, it's not too bad. It's not
This
too
thing can
bad.
run to like I've heard it can run to like 300K. I'm like, let's go.
Oh
run
man, you don't want it to break down on you going to a gig.
I know. Okay, I'll
It's
be
like,
careful.
where's Kaitie? I don't know. She left the house an hour ago.
I know.
And speaking of the house, tell me a little bit about your family. You got brothers? You got siblings, sisters, brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest.
Okay.
I have a younger brother, and a younger sister. My sister's 21. My brother's just turned 26, and I'm 28.
I got you. So are they doing music at all, or are you the only one with that in the family?
I'm the only one in my family that does music.
Mhm.
At least I'm the only one that's pursued it. I feel like if my brother or sister tried to sing, like actually like took lessons and tried, I feel like they have it in them. They just
Mhm.
don't want to. I think I truly believe there's no way that I just popped out and I'm the only one that can do music in the family. Like, right? I don't know. Maybe
Well, I don't
maybe
know. Did you can I ask your mom or dad, are they anything to do with music at all?
No, my dad loves music. And my mom's okay with music. She's not a huge fan of it, but my dad's
Yeah.
obsessed with music.
Well,
He just doesn't like to do it. He's in marketing, so
I got you definitely. But maybe that's where you got it from a little bit. Your love for music is from your dad, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's
all
really
the Bon Jovi, all the Bon Jovi that was played when I was a kid. So much Bon Jovi, just blasting in the car.
If I was to get into your Toyota that's got 135,000 miles on it and turn on the radio, what format would be? Would it be country that you're listening to? Do you listen to pop?
Probably.
What do you? Yeah,
I listen to mainly country, yeah, and some Christian too, but primarily country still. So
I find myself listening to more and more Christian now.
Yeah.
Just to kind of, even though I work in the country radio format and been doing it a lot of years, been there, back again. I'm finding that I listen to Christian, and there's just that feeling that comes across me where I can just forget about a lot of other things. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I do love country, but I'm just saying that, I do that once in a while myself. So do you think you'd ever move back to Nashville?
Of course I would. I would love to, actually. But my career is going so well here that it's hard to leave, because I'm getting all these consistent gigs. I still have my connections in Nashville and stuff. So it's like, it's hard to leave here because of how successful it's been.
Sure.
And I have my band here, and like, they'd be so mad at me. Maybe they'll come with me to Nashville. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, did they come to Nashville before when you were there? No.
No, I used to play down on Broadway and stuff.
I was going to ask. Okay.
Yeah. And a bunch of gigs around town, but it was mainly with like house bands or like bands that, you get on stage, you don't really know them, and you just
do your thing.
You just hope for the best. Which was always a fun little journey. But it is cool having my core 4 guys here.
Cool.
So yeah, it's been really awesome.
That's awesome. And everybody gets along great. And you get out, you do the gigs, and you probably got a good name for yourself in that area. And it's a pretty good income as long as you keep it going. So
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but what else do you do? Because when we were scheduling this, we were looking at different hours that would work for you. If you don't want to say, that's okay. I'm just kind of curious.
No, I'm happy to say I actually am a vocal coach. I teach voice lessons Monday through Thursday. So so I teach vocal lessons, but I also will occasionally throw some music business stuff in there. Like there's some of my students who do want to pursue what I'm doing and do what I'm doing, and I'll give them little advice every once in a while, little tidbits of info, like, hey, you gotta get a website, like you gotta do this, you gotta have a business card, you gotta do this. Like they'll ask sometimes, and I'll give them advice. So it's kind of cool being able to help not only them vocally, but also help them like maybe with their future careers as well. So it's really cool pouring into their lives. So
yeah. So Kaitie, when you talk about being a vocal coach, is it only for singing, or is it for commercials and some voiceover work, or being a voiceover artist, or is it all of the above?
I help students with their just vocals mainly.
Okay.
Some of them have like auditions and stuff. I do audition prep work, some stage presence work, stuff like that, kind of getting them to stop being so stiff and like actually start moving.
Sure.
Which is something that I used to struggle with when I performed when I first got out of college. I looked like so stiff. Woo! You gotta perform a lot to get rid of that, but
well, it's the same thing with radio. So yeah. And if I was to go see Kaitie Wade, if I was to come out and see you perform, what would I see? What kind of show?
Well, if you saw a full band show, you'd get a high energy, like head bobbing, dancing, jam-packed country show. It has like country and rock, kind of country rock pop stuff.
Okay.
Full of originals and also like crowd pleasing covers. So you're gonna hear anything from like Shania Twain to Johnny Cash to Miranda Lambert, to Bon Jovi even.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay.
So
Okay.
there's a lot of wide variety of things. So
Yeah, it kind of sounds like the way you were talking before that you kind of grew up on the Bon Jovi thing or the rock side of things. Probably because your dad get in the car and it's on, right? It's pretty cool.
Yep.
Exactly.
For
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah. Is there a particular song that you love to really just sing at every gig?
Oh, there's so many that I love to sing. Oh man.
There's got to be one that stands out, though. There's got to be one that let's say you need a song to get everybody, like maybe the audience isn't reacting really well. And then you go, okay, what am I going to do? I got to do something that's really going to make them get up and move.
Yeah, two of them come to mind. Any Man of Mine by Shania Twain.
Okay.
And Friends in Low Places. Those two.
I love
Those are the ones that like it seems like no matter what, and no matter if there's sleepy crowds, there's energetic crowds.
Exactly.
Like you never know what you're gonna get at a gig.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta roll with it either way, have the same amount of stage presence either way. But I do cater my set list to if the crowd's sleeping or not. Like you better wake up. We're gonna play some Garth Brooks.
Like, and they love it.
Yeah, they go, blame it on my
roots.
Yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love it. You mentioned opening up for like Russell Dickerson and some artists like that. I mean, how was that? I mean, I've had Russell on the podcast before. Definitely just a great, great guy. And just, he's a lot of fun to talk to. But how was it to be with him? And how did you get that gig?
Well, how was it to be opening for him? Amazing. I actually was living in Nashville at the time, and I had just been in town. I was in town like beginning of July. I forgot what I was doing. I was there for something. But on my birthday, I went to this place called Steel Creek in Tacoma, Washington, and I brought my CD and my business card because I knew that they did music there. And I was like, and everyone's like, you're bringing your CD? And I'm like, yeah. And so I'm like, everyone's in the middle of the dance floor, and I'm like, I gotta find the entertainment. I'm just like looking around, and then I go to the host stand. I'm like, where's the entertainment like booking guy? And then he comes up. I give him the CD. I was like, not expecting anything. I fly back to Nashville. 2 days later, I get an email. Hey, we need an opener for Russell Dickerson. Are you free? And I don't think they knew I lived in Nashville at the time.
Right.
But I was like, at first I was like, I can't go back. And then I was like, what are you talking about, Kaitie? Like, you're going. So I booked a flight. I flew right back. Pew! Right back to Washington. He was like the sweetest guy ever.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
His wife is amazing too. It was so cool hanging out with them. But yeah, that's how I got the gig. And he was just so fun to be around. Funny guy, extremely talented. It was such an honor for sure.
See, it was just a great opportunity for you too. And that just proves that you never know. And anybody that wants to do what you are doing, you never know. You never know. Hand out your business cards, do whatever you need to do to just get your name out there and be seen. And it could happen like it happened with you. You get the email and next thing you know, you're on a flight. So
yep, absolutely.
How cool is that? That's so cool.
One of my career highlights for sure. So.
Yeah. Tell us about another one.
Ellensburg. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but there's this thing called Ellensburg Rodeo. It's this giant like event in Washington State.
Okay.
People from all around the country will compete. It's like one of the final. It's like something. I'm not a huge I'm not very into the rodeo itself. I don't know how it all works, but I know it's like where the finalists compete sometimes. Like the final bull rider people. I sound like an idiot right now, but
no. I get it.
The finals. It's like a world famous or a nationwide famous thing. And we got to headline this year. And there were 4,000 people in the audience. So that was a huge highlight.
Very cool. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I know they have they have the Houston rodeo. They've got rodeos like in a lot of the big areas around the country, which is pretty cool. And a lot of artists like yourself they're performing at these rodeos. I mean, how about Riley Green? You said you played with Riley Green.
Yeah, that was awesome too. He was a little more quiet, but he was still super nice.
Mhm.
Also very talented. This was back before, when was this? 2019?
It was before he really hit it big.
Yeah, it was before he was
Yeah.
like huge.
Yeah.
Now he's like huge. But it was cool to have the opportunity at the time, and now getting to look and being like, whoa, I opened for him. That's pretty awesome. So yeah.
And tell us
Hopefully I'll
about
open for a lot more. So
tell us about the first time. Let's say you're driving down the road in your Toyota with 135,000 miles on it, and and your song comes on the radio. You must have. I mean, if it was being played on Music Row stations, that's pretty cool. And
yeah,
the first time you heard your song on the radio.
I actually have a video of it. I wasn't in my car. I was at the time working, interning at a PR company,
Okay.
and sharing the building with us was Renegade Radio Nashville, one of the
Oh, yeah.
Music Row reporting stations. And I knew Captain Jack pretty well.
Mhm.
And it was before my song had even gone to be pitched for radio. And I was just sitting and doing my work, and I heard my name from like afar, and it was like Kaitie Wade. And then I was like, what? I thought someone was like calling me, and then he's like, don't want to miss. And then I heard the intro, and I was like, and I literally immediately jumped up. I started filming myself, and I ran down the hallway and into his like office, and I was like, and he's like, I didn't know you were still here. And I was like, it was
How
crazy.
exciting.
It
Yeah.
was
How
the
exciting.
craziest feeling. And then every time after that you hear it, it's crazy.
It's surreal.
Yeah. Even
It's
just
crazy.
hearing myself, like even something like this is exciting for me. It's so exciting because I get to hear see myself doing this. It's like, what? I'm doing this.
You are doing this, Kaitie. You
I'm on a
are.
radio, I'm on a podcast,
You know,
which
and
is
there.
also kind of internet radio, and like I'm just like, wow, I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You know what? And it doesn't, success doesn't happen overnight either. So the more, you mentioned the name coming up on Renegade Radio, maybe different stations are playing it. It's always a little bit at a time. And then all of a sudden, bam. Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, Kaitie Wade. How cool is
Super
that?
Bowl.
Exactly.
Super Bowl
There she is. Yay. And I
Yeah.
remember when I was on that SkiP HappEns podcast way back when.
I'll give you a shout out.
Oh, absolutely. I'll give you a shout out. So it's kind of
Thanks.
cool. So if you could collaborate with anybody, male or female, do you have somebody in mind that it's like your dream collaboration?
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I feel like probably Kelsey Ballerini. And
Okay.
because she's awesome, first of all,
Mhm.
she's talented, but also I feel like our writing styles are kind of similar. Like, Revival's different because it's a CCM song, right?
Right,
But
right.
the rest of my country stuff sounds pretty similar to her writing style.
Okay.
Her, and then of course Taylor Swift. I can't believe I just forgot that. Taylor Swift is my number one. That's who I collaborate with. Yeah.
Sometimes Taylor takes a bad rap, but she
Yeah.
is such a talented person. I gave her one of her first radio interviews ever.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
And that's when she
I
came
feel
out
honored.
with Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
And trying to think, she was in the studio, and we were the radio station I was at the time. She came around with her label rep, blah, blah, blah. And it was either the first or second radio interview ever, way back in the day. I still have a thank you card from her, for the interview. And I remember I had 3 daughters, and she put my 3 daughters' names in a song. Might have been Tim McGraw, or was it? I'm trying to think, but either way, it just meant so much. It's like, wow. And I have that on a computer drive here. So it's like, I'll never get rid of that. It's just so cool.
Wow.
So cool.
That's amazing.
And she's a great, great person. She is, even for somebody as big as she is now, everything she has done. And she's just a great person. You can go and have a conversation with her. I mean, she's just very, very cool. And that's one thing I always say to the people that are doing the artist thing. You know, remember, those are your fans, and always give them the time of day, and always say hello. And you know, don't think that you're above them, because you're not. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
not to sound, but I'm just saying, and you're very sweet.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, just something to remember. So, all right. So real quickly here, what time? Oh, we've been on a little bit. So with the pandemic, you said you wrote a lot of songs. So you put a lot of songs away, you said?
Yeah, they're sitting in my journal. Yeah. I gotta get in the studio. I'm itching to get back in there. So yeah.
Yeah. So you've put a lot of songs away, and you've written a lot of songs, obviously, because you put them away. Are these like, how do you come up with your songwriting ideas? Is it about your life, or do you look around and see life around you, or it's just whatever comes into mind, whenever, wherever, however?
It's kind of random, like,
yeah. Okay.
Just sporadic and random. Like, I'll just randomly get like an idea, and I'll be like, I have to write it down and I have to record it right now, or else I'm gonna forget it.
Yep.
I write from authentic experiences. I write from my own heart. Sounds cheesy, but I do write straight from here, and I like to use my own experiences to help and to, you know,
that's the best, you know.
Share with others. I also, when I'm co-writing, like, let's say someone comes in, they're like, I just broke up with my boyfriend. Let's write a song about that. Like, let's say I didn't break up with my boyfriend, but I still can kind of dive into how they're feeling, and like feed off of their energy and write it from that. So mine and others' experience. So,
you know, when it comes from here, those are the best songs.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if you as an artist can touch the hearts of others, or make them think, yeah, that's my life. Yeah, I went through that.
Yeah.
You've done your job. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's very
Agreed.
cool. So we've been chatting with Kaitie Wade, and Kaitie, you have a website, right? Look
Yes.
at you. So adorable. You have you have a website. What's your website?
It's kwademusic.com. So it's KWADE music.com.
And what are they going to find on there?
You're going to find a link to Revival. That's the first thing that's going to pop up. You're going to find my bio. You're going to find my other music, my tour schedule, a contact form, and some merchandise.
Everything there, you know. And I always say, if you go to the website, number one, get the song. Number two, you buy some merch. All right, here's the deal, because that's how you support these artists like Kaitie. Buy the merch, because they need it. She's working hard to her passion and is music, and she's working hard at it, and she's doing it on her own. So every little bit helps. Every little bit.
Absolutely.
Kaitie, thank you for coming on today for a little bit and chatting about you and your music and everything about you. And of course, we will promote your new music. We'll get Revival out there. I'll put the link up for it so people can hear it, and hopefully they will download it. And, you know, we have some connections here with radio, so you never know.
Yeah, that'd be
which is pretty cool. And I also have an affiliation with the official Country Music Fan Club. And what they do is, when your new music comes out, they actually put your new music up on their website too. And that's usually Deb, my partner that does the podcast with me. She's not available today, but she has that, and I'll make sure she gets word on this, and definitely takes care of it as well. So,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, every little bit. Every little bit.
Every little bit.
Yeah. So real quickly, before we say goodbye, a little synopsis. What's the weather like where you are right now?
49 degrees and partly cloudy. I checked my Alexa. Yeah.
Oh, that's Alexa telling you that? Yeah. You know what? It's probably about that here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like we're connected.
Yeah, but you know, and I love to say we're coast to coast, which is cool. And thank you to the technology we have now. So
Yes.
Pretty cool. Kaitie, I want you to have a great afternoon and good luck with the football and all that. I know. Are you going to watch it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Can you favorite KC or Philly?
Commercials and halftime.
I heard Rihanna was performing a concert and they're throwing a football game in there somewhere. So
yeah. I know people make fun of me, but I'm there for the hangouts to meet to mingle with people, commercials and halftime.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget about Stapleton doing the national anthem. Chris Stapleton.
He is?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no kidding.
Can't miss that.
Can't miss that. All right. It's Kaitie Wade, everybody. Kaitie, thank you so much for hanging out with me a little bit today on SkiP Happens. A lot of great information. I wish you a lot of luck in what you do. And hopefully I'll get to meet you someday. I know I'm in Nashville quite a bit, and we'll be there in March for the Country Radio Seminar. And, who knows? You never know. Our paths may cross, and I hope they do.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here on SkiP Happens.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It's been so much fun. Thank you.
All right. Peace out, my friend.